tend to forget that. And then I think the defense for the Eagles Super Bowl, I don't think they were too crazy. At best, they were middle of the pack.
Yeah, I think they were just kind of average or something like that. I know that in 2016 against the Falcons, they were the number 1 scoring defense, right? So,
yeah, they were highly ranked on scoring defense in that.
If you look at history, Tom has won with just about anybody.
Exactly.
But Aaron, he's I don't know. He's an excuse maker. Yeah. So
yeah, exactly.
Brett Favre, when he left the Packers, that was a great team. It was a really good team. And Aaron could have got it done then, and then he's had plenty of chances since then. I don't want to hear that. Mike McCarthy is a good coach. When they were winning around the time of 2010, 2011, all that, Mike McCarthy was considered one of the top 3 coaches in the league. So I don't want to hear that crap. All of a sudden, people are trying to make it sound like Mike McCarthy was always a crappy coach. No, it just ran
I think they'll be regretting
in
it
Green
once they see what happens this year, or within the next few years at least. They're going to be kind of. I think they'll be regretting their decision, just based on what I've seen.
Yeah, I mean because half the problem there was Aaron. So who knows? We'll see. But to replace Mike McCarthy with a rookie head coach, that's kind of weird.
A downgrade.
So we'll see what happens. Yeah. I don't get it. But maybe I guess they wanted a puppet. They wanted someone who Aaron could have complete control over, and Mike McCarthy wasn't willing to do that. So Aaron got his way. He got what he asked for. He got what he wanted. Now let's see him produce. Because he was complaining. He was acting like he was held back and all this stuff. So he got what he wanted. They gave him everything he wanted. Now it's time
he went out and had a turd
to show us what you got. Yeah.
I thought that was entertaining.
Yeah, week 1.
So what are your
we'll
thoughts
see what
on,
happens
afterward? Yeah. What are your thoughts on? This is a stretch out there too. So let's say that Belichick and Brady and the rest of the team are able to pull off what they couldn't in 2007. Just hypothetical speaking here. Obviously, we know that's a very far stretch and more than likely won't happen. What do you think people's will the opinion ever change? Will there ever stop being? Will the discrediting ever stop for this team and those 2 people?
Never. In fact, it'll only get worse the more they win.
Success breeds hatred, right?
It's absolutely.
Makes
I've
sense.
never seen anything like it. I've watched sports my whole life and been a sportsman my whole life, and I've never, ever seen anything at this level before, ever. I mean,
that's pretty crazy.
The NFL colluded together, the owners colluded together to destroy Tom Brady's complete legacy and his person, who he is. Okay, one day his kids are going to grow up and they're going to really understand what Deflategate was, and they're going to think, was my dad a cheater? And they really screwed him up personally. Now, all fans of all 31 other teams in the NFL sees Tom Brady and they think cheater. And the owners were willing to do that to him just because out of pure jealousy, and they wanted to stop the Patriots, and they got tired of them always being there and being in the hunt. They wanted to get them out of there. They were willing to do that. Imagine what they're willing to do now, because now they're going for their 7th, and with the addition of Antonio Brown, my God, it just looks like, some fans I've seen are saying the season is over. The season's over now. They're comparing it to Kevin Durant joining the Golden State Warriors, and it's like, really? So imagine how desperate they're going to be this year. Something's going to happen. Something's going to happen.
Beat them on the field, man. I mean, come on. Stop stop bull crapping around and get out there and play ball.
That's what America used to be about. When I was a kid, I remember I didn't like the Jordan Bulls. I didn't like them because I liked the Phoenix Suns, and they took out Barkley and the Suns in the finals. I didn't hate the Bulls. I just wasn't a fan. But I always respected them. I always saw Jordan. I was like, wow, he's just too good. He's amazing. And I never hated him. But people weren't like that back then. And the 49ers, they were dominating the 80s, but nobody really hated them. You know, nobody hated Joe. You didn't hate Joe, even if you were against the 49ers. But this is a whole new thing.
You don't have to be a fan and you don't have to like the team, but at least respect what the men have done. I mean, come on. At this point, trying to discredit them or say this or that or they cheated or whatever else is just blatantly disrespectful, in my opinion. I mean, you don't have to like them, but you can respect them.
Right, and you know what? The funniest thing, the fans that I judge the most are fans of the Steelers, 49ers, and Cowboys. And the reason I judge those fans the most is because they know what it's like to be dominant, to have a dynasty, to rule the NFL for an extended amount of time. They know what that's like, and they know that it comes with some hatred and some resentment.
Mm-hmm.
But yet they sit there and throw that at the Patriots. And you would think of those three teams as fans that they would know better, that they'd be like, oh, okay, well, I know what the Patriots fans are going through because I remember what it was like. Now, of course, it wasn't as bad for them, but still, success does generate some hatred and resentment. But this Patriots thing is at a whole different level, a whole other level. It's insanity.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been watching New England since I didn't see the first Super Bowl, but I've been watching them since the 03, 04 years up until now. And at first it wasn't bad, but ever since then it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. And now everything you see, unless it comes out of Boston, it's usually written with a negative connotation, and it's crazy. You know, it used to bother me reading stuff like that. But then, you know, I got to where I was like, who cares anymore? You know, they keep winning, and that's what's causing it. So.
Yeah, well, every team's doing something underhanded, but nobody else cares because it's not the Patriots.
And, I mean, I've been saying that for I don't know how long, and people think you're crazy and that you're NFL's colluding against me and you're crazy. No, if you sit down and actually look at it, it's pretty legitimate. How many teams have been pumping in artificial sound into stadiums? I think the Colts and the RCA Dome, they have done it, and I'm pretty sure the Falcons got nailed for it not too long ago. And then, you know, Bounty Gate or whatever they called it for the Saints, that fell out of the news within a few months. But you've got Deflategate and you got Spygate that still gets brought up to this day. Stuff that happened, you know, almost, what is that? That's 12 years ago almost. And I heard it a few months ago.
What's funny about all that is that the Patriots follow the rules closer than any team in the league because they know that they're under a microscope. So hell, you even see them on the field, and we're never penalized, hardly ever. The most disciplined team. So if anyone knows the rule book or knows the rules, it's the Patriots.
So. The NFL changes the rules every year after New England does something. You recall every time. Was it 2012? Was that the substitution game with the Ravens where they were complaining about
2014?
2014. Okay. Well, they were breaking the rules. They weren't doing it right. So then they changed the substitution rules.
Yep. That was thanks to Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah. And then you've got
John.
What is that? When the Ravens, I'm trying to think, the Eagles Super Bowl. By the letter of the rule book, the way the catch rule was supposed to be officiated was not followed during the Super Bowl. And they've come out to admitted that they wanted to call it by the new rule when the new rule wasn't officially in effect. I mean, I get wanting to call it right, but technically that language of the updated rule was not what was in the official rule book under which time that game was played. So
right.
I feel like
what was called in the Pittsburgh game, what was called in the Pittsburgh game that year would have disqualified that touchdown in the Super Bowl, and it should have based on the rule, like you're saying. Now, every time, one thing I've noticed is that every time this happens, when the Colts and Tony Dungy had the rules changed for them in the mid-2000s so they could win a Super Bowl, did we complain? No, we didn't. When they changed the substitution rules, did we complain? No, we didn't complain. When they changed the rules about the catches and getting screwed in Philadelphia, did we complain? You barely hear anything about it. We only bring it up when people want to try to throw it in our face. So we only bring it up as a defense mechanism, but never as something that we just start spouting.
Excuses, yeah. They don't make excuses. They don't play with excuses. They play old school. On the field, that's where it's settled. I mean, and that's what I don't understand about, I guess, other teams. But, you know, whatever.
Whatever the rules are, they're going to do them, and whatever whatever areas of the rules that can be exploited, they're going to find them. That's just brilliance, man. That's called being prepared. You know,
what do you pay a lawyer
research.
to do? Find the loopholes in the contract. It's the exact same thing. And people pay those guys hundreds of thousands of dollars a year.
Yeah, and that's not called cheating, huh? For some reason.
Exactly. It's different everything is different when it's applied to New England.
But it's not just that. The internet has changed things. It's given every moron a voice, even people who shouldn't have a voice. And also the culture change. Society has changed into this area of everyone is a winner, no one's a loser.
I was about to say participation.
And all that, all that crap. So now people are butthurt like crazy when they lose and someone else wins all the time. And it all that combined has just created this perfect storm of resentment. And the only good thing that come out of all that is that I was able to create a
participation banners that way. So
yeah,
that would fix that. We can make everybody feel a little bit happy after the New England wins the Super Bowl each year. So we'll just start handing out participation banners, and you can hang those up in your stadium. Whether or not it makes you feel better, or whether or not somebody thinks you're a joke because of it, you know, that's left up to interpretation. So feel free to do what you want.
Yep. Bradley, are you on the line?
I'm still here.
Oh, okay. You haven't said anything. I was wondering what's going on.
No, I'm kind of sitting back and listening to the conversation.
Okay. Is anybody else waiting or wanting to ask another question?
I don't. There's someone on the line that has an 870 area code.
That's me.
That's you? Okay. Then I have a 5.
Yeah, I was listening too.
Okay. Is there anything else?
870.
Yeah.
That's Arkansas.
Yeah, I was going to say, that sounds like we're all in the same neck of the woods because I'm from Arkansas.
Where are you at?
Central Arkansas, a little bit south of Little Rock.
What town?
Alexander.
What is it called?
Alexander. It's in between. It's so basically, if you're coming like from Hot Springs, you'll drive through Benton, you'll drive through Bryan, and then you'll pass Alexander.
Yeah, I know it. Do you know Jonesboro, Arkansas?
Yeah. I've been up there a time or two.
Yeah, I grew up right outside there.
Is that where you're from now? Or, is that where you're at now?
No, I'm in Los Angeles, but I grew up there as a kid.
Okay, that's pretty cool, man.
That's why I knew the number.
I thought
I was like, 870, I know that.
There's not too many. I didn't figure there was
it's either 870 or 501. So one or the other.
870, 501, 479. Those are the three.
Yep.
I think that's about all I've got for you anyway. Just kind of
snowballing
stuff out of the top of my head. No problem. I enjoy the Facebook page and listening to your videos. It's I actually tell people to subscribe to the channel and go in if they want to have something that's informative and information drawn out for them. It's not some sort of it's not just a fanboy channel. It's actually got detailed information if you actually want to look into something. So. Yeah,
that's very helpful. That's as useful as anyone donating money or something like that. That's really useful when people talk about it or spread the word.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I pride myself in stating the truth. And if the Patriots do something shady or wrong, I'll call them out. I just want the truth. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the best thing too. You get all these people that are putting opinion and then reaction and stuff like that. I think factual basis and stuff rooted in actual research information is better and is what is needed, actually. It may not be what's wanted, but it's what's needed.
Okay, guys. Well, I think I'm going to go. I'm going to watch this Panthers-Bucks game. I think it was delayed, but.
All right, man. I appreciate y'all taking the call and enjoyed speaking with you.
You too.
Thanks. See y'all.
Did someone else try to ask a question real quick?
No, I think they both, Aaron, hung up as soon as he got off there. Yeah, I know as of right now the Bucks are up by 1 point. The second half just kicked off, but they're up by 1 point. They got a touchdown right before the second half, or the Panthers drove down and got a field goal, but the Bucks scored a touchdown.